Today, I rented out an entire movie theater to speedrun Mario, but with a twist. Between every kingdom, my audience will have a chance to vote on a new mod we add to the game. Some to help me, and some to make me miserable.
3, 2, 1, start!
And for our very first mod, surprisingly, my audience wanted to help me out and gave me F.L.U.D. This is the jetpack from Super Mario Sunshine, one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah, you don't see F.L.U.D immediately, but don't worry, he is on me. We just have to go through this beginning, having Cappy touch my butt. You know, he's kind of into that. And once we spawn in, you can now see that, yes, literally we have F.L.U.D, and this is one of the coolest mods in the world. First of all, it's going to help us go fast. We can use that nozzle. I'm forgetting exactly what it's called right now, but that just gives us extra speed. And then we also have the hover nozzle. Oh, by the way, one thing I should mention is obviously I'm doing this commentary after the fact. I would not have really been able to do commentary in the middle of a really loud theater, along with all the screaming guests that are complaining about every one of my choices. Yeah, they get annoying sometimes. But you know, you have me and my face cam in the corner and all that stuff going on. I'm just gonna explain what was going on in my mind. Especially now we got the hover nozzle. The hover nozzle is going to be one of the most useful things for the speedrun. I am so happy we got F.L.U.D as our very first pick. I was surprised. I thought they weren't gonna give you something this good, but we will take it. For now though, we just have to use the frog. He can do his regular jumping, making our way up there through the door. It doesn't change too much. But once we make it through here, I decided to actually go left side until I was like, actually, I have no idea how to do that. We're just gonna go right side still. I probably could have with F.L.U.D, but I also wanted these coins because coins are important for this route, so might as well take those. And we get our first little boss fight. For this, we'll see if I can actually hit him. Basically, we want to jump on his hat, and if that happens, we end that phase really quickly. I know I'm saying this like I'm doing it currently, but I actually forget. It's been like a week since I actually did this run, so I'm not sure how well I played this. We're just gonna have to find out together. But that is going to be the first one of these done, and that means our second poll is coming up. And this one was to decide what our texture pack for Cascade should be, and Minecraft very easily won.
Minecraft!
Minecraft! Minecraft Steve!
It's already been selected.
You monster!
I have to. We have to do this fast.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Don't worry, by the way, if any of the mods you wanted don't get picked right away, because they will have multiple chances to get in. You'll just have to wait a second. But anyways, for this Minecraft thing, it looks beautiful. This is an amazing mod. There was so much work that went into this, obviously, and then I ruin it by missing the chain chomp. Look, I was a little nervous. There was an entire crowd of people behind me booing me every time I make a mistake. And the mod does add a little bit of lag, as you saw right there. We can go do our regular movement, and F.L.U.D makes this movement so much better, so much easier. But we're gonna go grab our dino, and there's not too much changing from this. We're still gonna go with the regular route where we want to get the dino to jump off of that. We can jump out of him.
No, T-Rex! How could you?
And we have this next boss fight where right away, because of the Minecraft world, it's actually going to make me go into a bubble because I was technically out of bounds. And the Minecraft world also makes this fight a little bit harder just because of how the terrain is, and you know, it's more blocky. So we're gonna mess up a tiny bit. I try to go for this strategy where I hop on him and then we completely mess that up. We're not going to talk about that, but we can grab the chain chomp, try to go up this cliff, and it just does not work at all for a second because, like I said, the terrain is really weird in this. But we're also going to make sure we can grab some coins, do all that stuff, while we just appreciate how beautiful this mod looks. By the way, Minecraft is only for Cascade. For each of these textures, we're only going to do them for one area. Otherwise, things could get very messed up. And also, the Minecraft mod was only made for Cascade because this has a ton of work that went into it. But that's going to be that boss done. And that means we get 3 moons at the same time. But that's only 4 moons, and for Cascade we need 5, so we're just going to go up here and get the last one. Again, with F.L.U.D, it is super easy. We can use F.L.U.D to get up there, get the moon. That's going to be number 5, and then we just have to go back down. We'll go for the super fast speed right over to this place and get all 5 of them in there, meaning it's time to go on to Sand Kingdom. Also, I love how the water is still shown right here. That's kind of hilarious. But for Sand Kingdom, I decided we need someone to replace Mario. And while there were some fights for Lil Waluigi and Sonic, Kirby won by a landslide. Which is gonna be fun because this Kirby mod is kind of, cursed. As you can see, Kirby doesn't move his legs, so he's trying his best, man. You gotta give him that. But yeah, we're just gonna do this general movement. I'm gonna make sure I get this bird, Got it first try. I messed up that trick all the time. It's kind of embarrassing that I do. It's really not that difficult. But then we get to see Kirby be happy while he disconnects from his legs because, yeah, he's not having the greatest time. Kirby's trying his best, I guess, but I just love how the legs disconnect from his body. Again, like I said previously, though, if you had a character model that you wanted instead, it will get changed throughout the run, and we'll go back and give other ones another chance. So, yeah, just don't worry about it. For now, though, we have Kirby with his jetpack, which is coming out of his back. You can't even see it. It's kind of beautiful. And now I have to get this one, which, looking back at my recording, I noticed how badly I was doing this. But don't worry, I just had those nerves on me. It's very different speedrunning alone in your room than when there are like 10 people, your mom and grandma included, watching you, booing you at every single turn. And as I say that, of course, I mess up another thing and then accidentally go into snapshot mode. All right, let's focus up me. So at this point, we'll use our jetpack to try to make it up here. And Kirby, please. There we go. That's all we need. Excuse me, Ice Block. Oh, the Kirby model, you know what? I'm going to blame that. It's the Kirby model that's messing me up. It's not my own skills, but this is all I needed to do. It's so easy, and we can get this moon right there. It really shouldn't have been that hard. Also, it looks like Kirby's going to be a bit annoying because he does slow down every single one of our moon takes, which isn't the greatest thing in the world, but look how cute that was. When we turned the flag, it turned into a nice Kirby picture. I love that. The little additions to all these mods are some of my favorite, and you're going to see some really interesting ones throughout this video. But anyways, we'll take this moon. Having F.L.U.D really helps with this because instead of having to go through the sand, we can just use F.L.U.D to help us through that. Then we'll be going up here doing a nice ground pound onto one of these. I don't even know what that movement was, but it was something. At this point, you can very easily see that I'm trying to learn how to use F.L.U.D to the best of my abilities. F.L.U.D is a hard one though. But anyways, we make it up here. We're going to open that box, which is going to give us another moon. And like we normally would, we'll just long jump over there, get that moon. Now from here, we have a trick that I'm kind of concerned about, and apparently also a bonk. Though F.L.U.D saves you from bonks, so that's actually really good to know. But what we're going to do is take this bullet bill, take it over to this moon. But it is possible to miss this. Sometimes you just don't get the height you need. Thankfully with F.L.U.D though, I guess it's not really a problem. Now from there, we're going to be heading through the sand. You know, it is kind of sad we have F.L.U.D right here because it is much faster to use him. But rolling with Kirby is probably much more efficient than rolling with Mario, just because Kirby is actually a ball. That would have been kind of cool if they made it faster, but that probably wasn't a thing. Anyways, after this, we're going to head over to this section where we're going to go down some quicksand. I had some people in the crowd yelling, hey, don't drown Kirby in the sand. But don't worry, he comes up at the other side along with the water that I just love how it just stands still there. We're really helping the desert, you know? We could be giving them water, especially because our water automatically refills. But instead, we're just worried about getting these power moons. And we're not even going to help the city, you know, make it lose all of its ice and stuff. And all of the terrible people that are like destroying the city, doing terrible things, taking their stuff. Instead, we're just here for our own purposes. I mean, we are Kirby, and Kirby kind of just does whatever Kirby wants to do. But right here, we're going to take this bullet bill. First of all, we're going to get this moon, which is pretty easy. And then we also very slowly collect it. And then what we want to do is jump off of here. So we got out of there, just barely make the jump and get that moon along with that coin box because we will need some coins later. So at this point, there are only 3 more moons we have to get. We'll jump over here. And of course, we're going to be able to use F.L.U.D again, especially on these long distances. It's really nice for the Sand Kingdom because there's just so much distance between the different moons. But we can hop in this cactus, ground pound right there, or fail at ground pounding right there. It even gave me a hint. It's like, hey, here's what you're supposed to do. And what is going on? Why am I not getting this moon? Okay, that is what we needed. Like I said, it's been like a week since I actually did this run, and I'm really starting to be upset at all the mistakes I'm making. But hey, I'm still going to blame the nerves, you know, that's all it was. But after this, we're going to head over to these birds, scare them out of the way, because that isn't their moon, it's ours. And for our last moon, we're going to have to hop on this tree, which I can just do one of these cap dives, make it up to this music note, and that's going to spawn 6 music notes around the trees. And we can just use our spinny cap throw. I don't exactly know what that's called, but to collect them all, and then also get our last moon of the Sand Kingdom. Now we can just teleport back, and it's time for another vote. And this one was the Lake Kingdom, so I wanted to keep everything liquid focused. I was kind of thinking that Mario as a fire hydrant might have won, but they really wanted to see the challenge of removing the lake, so that's what we're going with.
Remove the lake, already won.
Oh, remove the lake, baby! We don't let that lake
Are you guys proud of what you did to this poor lake? There's no water. And this place is absolutely crazy without a lake. Thankfully, we have F.L.U.D because I'm going to be honest, I do not know how I would have done this without F.L.U.D. But yeah, you'll see there is no lake, no places to swim. But yeah, we're also going to take this right there because I do love seeing that Kirby happy face on the flag. And then we'll open this up. Kind of just go with the regular route that I normally would take. But you know, hope we'll still be able to do it with our current situation. Because like right here, I want to head down. Normally there would be water right here. And somehow there are still fish swimming. So, you know, they're doing their best jobs. And I actually wondered what would happen if I took one of these fish. And yeah, he just falls and then dies. So that's kind of unlucky. But also not my problem. So I'm now going to long jump out of here. Grab this moon on Dory, and then we can head down here where there's going to be one last moon. And normally you would want to spin with the fish, but I was sure that you could just ground pound it, and thankfully that worked. So it actually was a little bit faster without the water, not gonna lie. But here's the part where it doesn't get faster, because now we have to spawn back on the Odyssey. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but look how beautiful Kirby's ship is. It's nice and pink. I really like that. But anyways, we have to spawn back here in order to make it to our boss of this stage. So I'm now gonna do a long jump right here, and thankfully, like I said before, we have F.L.U.D, and F.L.U.D is going to be very helpful with moving us over here. Then we can do a nice triple jump, do a cap dive, make it over there, ignore all those Goombas because I don't care about them, and that, oh, I forgot I did that. I was trying to go fast, and then I ended up doing the exact opposite, so we just won't talk about that, and instead we'll actually go in the right direction this time. Now this fight is really cool. Basically what we want to do is hit that hat, jump off of it, and then land on the dude's head. Then when he does his jump up, we can jump again, hit the hat right away, and do another jump, but I messed it up. Yeah, my crowd was really getting sick of this stuff at this point. They were booing me so much, man. But we'll just play it normally. We'll knock that hat down, jump on this guy's head, easy, and we'll do the trick again, or at least try to. Look, I'm still blaming the nerves. I don't care. It doesn't lose too much time, though, because we can finally jump on this guy's hat one more time, land right on his head, and that is going to be the full boss fight done. Oh, I also decided to teabag on the guy because he was ugly, but that's going to be our 3 moons, which means we can now get out of here. And along with getting out of here, we also have another poll, which I wanted to give Mario a friend. So I gave them the option of Yoshi, Bowser, or a second Mario, and Yoshi is the OG, so of course he won. One nice thing about this is you can see that it now has Yoshi's Odyssey in the corner, so that's a nice cute little touch. But of course, we're now on to Wooded Kingdom, and basically with this mod, Yoshi shows up on every checkpoint. Now, we're not going to use him too often, but we will use him for things like bosses in the future. It's a little bit faster to just use F.L.U.D. But that's going to be our first one, just grabbing that bunny right there. Then we also want to grab this block, which is still a Minecraft block. That's actually really funny. And then, like I said, coins are actually important for this route. So we're going to be able to head over to the store and buy our 3rd moon right here. Now from here, we want to head up to this waterfall, which is a pretty easy jump. I almost messed it up because I'm kind of used to having F.L.U.D just save all my mistakes at this point. I'm not used to actually playing the game how you're supposed to play it. I mean, just look how easy it is when you have F.L.U.D. But we'll take that moon as well, right from that acorn, and go down here to open up this switch and open up more of the area. And finally, also get to hear the beautiful music that this stage has. But we are going to want to grab this guy, have him stretch all his way up, except he doesn't want to. But there he goes. He stretched all his way up. And now we get to hear the music that this stage is known for, along with taking another nut. And from here, we want to jump all the way down here. And there's also something I decided to do because there was some hatred for the people who chose Yoshi. Some of the Bowser people were like, oh, we're so angry, so I decided to kill Yoshi. Kill him! Don't worry, he's not dead. He's just sleeping. That's all. Anyways, we're in this stage now where it's pretty much the same as it normally is, besides for the fact that we have F.L.U.D, who can't really help us out too much. We just got to do some good platforming. So we'll take that moon first of all. Then we'll go back down, try to dodge all of these fuzzies, which I don't know how I didn't get hit there, and I don't know why I did get hit there. I wasn't even paying attention, but you know what? That's another moon. Before we can now head right out of here. And the Yoshi lovers were now very upset that I didn't grab Yoshi before and actually like not kill him. So they wanted me to take Yoshi with me. I just didn't. I probably could have. He would have actually been helpful here, but you know what? We'll use him later. For now, though, we have some general movement where we're going to want to take one of these guys, use his legs, just keep hopping because that makes us go a little bit faster, and then go up here into another nut where we can get another moon nice and easy. Then we want to head back down because we don't actually want to go through this maze. It doesn't really do too much for us. And instead we can go long jump over here, get a Yoshi who's going to help us out with a boss fight. And the crowd was very happy for that, but we're not actually really going to use him because we have to actually put our hat inside of the piranha plant to open up that moon. Then before we grab that moon, we're also going to want to come over to the corner, use a ground pound right here. After I get a bonk, I said use a ground pound right here and open up that nut as well, which is going to give us that moon. Before now heading back, I do want to make sure I don't die here because I have before, and then I have to fight the piranha plant again, which doesn't waste too much time, but obviously I don't want to. But anyways, we'll grab that moon too, and that's going to be another one done. It's also one of these kind of like story moons, so with Kirby, it is extremely laggy. That's fun. And also kind of terrifying, the face that Kirby's making. Please leave. I was really worried at this point. I was like, please do not crash, game. But thankfully, it kept going. It was just very slow. And that opens up a brand new area for us where we're going to be able to go to another boss fight and get another 3 moons after getting a few more. So we now have these path things that we can press those buttons to create, but we're not really going to use them too much other than that one because we have a jetpack. A jetpack is much better. And it also saves us from bonking yet again. That was way too close for comfort. I am forgetting how many times I bonked during this speedrun. But anyways, we're going to take that nut, or mess up taking that nut, and then taking that nut, nice and easy, first try. Before we then want to go down to that tower, and for this, we can just use a jetpack right there, go inside. It's not too bad. Besides, yet another bonk. And here we see another Yoshi. I'm not going to take him though. Don't worry, Yoshi will get some action later in this speedrun. It's just, you got to choose the right moments to pick him. But for this moment, we really want to have one of these stretchy boys because they're just good at their jobs. So we want to use this stretchy boy to go with us until we can make it into this corner, grab that moon right there. And then we want to do a trick where we stretch as we're going off, and I mess it up once. That seems like a reoccurring theme. And I mess it up twice. That also seems like a reoccurring theme. But there we go. After a bit longer than I wanted it to, that's what we wanted to do. And finally, we can grab that moon too, which means we can now head out of this area and see our boss fight, which is going to be the ship up there. I can jump through here, go up there, and it's time for this dude, and also time for Yoshi to get some action. Look, I heard the calls of people saying, hey, we need Yoshi to actually do something, so he's gonna do something. I mean, he can only help so much, but he can help with these things, like just hitting that guy's thing. But we do have to knock off his hat with just regular Kirby, and then switch to Yoshi to actually do the damage. Might waste a bit of time, but I was thinking it's probably better to keep my crowd happy than to make them mad. If they're mad, they're going to put some mods that I really don't want them to put. So yeah, we'll just use Yoshi, might as well. And also for this time, I decided to get the moons with Yoshi, you know, for some more teamwork. Though it doesn't show Yoshi in the animation, so that's kind of sad. But that means we're now done with another kingdom, and it's time for the next vote. And this vote was for Cloud Kingdom, so I decided to make there only be 3 options. But then unfortunately, someone decided to rig the vote. Yeah, we didn't know this before, but by opening multiple tabs on your phone, you can vote multiple times. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what to do, especially with the people cheating for Waluigi. So I decided to both change this to Waluigi and put Dark Bowser in the game.
We got a cheater over here. He's got multiple tabs open.
But yeah, you can see Lil Waluigi is beautiful. Some of my audience was actually disappointed because they thought it was gonna be a full mod with like full-length Waluigi. But I told them, hey, this is Lil Waluigi. He just does his thing. Anyways, with Lil Waluigi, we want to do the regular Bowser fight where we get the hat as close to Bowser as possible, use his attacks, and hit him once. Which, by the way, look how beautiful Dark Bowser looks right now. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm glad we got him. And for all the people mad at me for rewarding the cheaters, don't worry, Waluigi's not going to last long. That's what they get. But at least we got to see him because, I gotta be honest, he is a beautiful man. Anyways, we're on to the last one of these. We just want to aim for the hat. We'll grab that. And I think I might have messed up for this one. Yeah, no, I definitely did because that happened. And I just barely missed Bowser's face. Look, we'll blame the people who cheated by adding in the extra votes. I don't know how we can blame them, but we're still gonna blame them. And we'll also take out Bowser right here by hitting him a couple times, and that's gonna take out the ship. Yeah, I told you this was a really short kingdom. And this led us to Lost Kingdom, where the upgrade Big Jumps and Speed won. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if you can call it an upgrade. See, with this...
Oh, yeah, baby!
It does give us really big jumps, and it also does give us very much speed, but it's kind of hard to control. Also, we got switched into Sonic. That was just an extra mod I added on because we couldn't let the cheaters have Waluigi. It is actually really helpful in some situations, but it's also really hard to control when trying to get these moons. So yeah, again, I don't know if you can call this an upgrade or if you can call this pain. and me crying. Oh yeah, I remember at this point, I have to go and get this guy, and I almost missed him, but thankfully we had F.L.U.D, so I could just go get this moon. Yeah, this is going to be painful. But you know, no pain, no game, I guess. I decided to skip out on going to the right direction, and then I got taken by the bird. I didn't even know that the bird saw you in that place. So yeah, there goes Cappy. Normally you want to beat Lost Kingdom without losing Cappy, but it happens. The nice thing is though, since we had big jumps and speed, it's not really going to affect us too much. Yeah, Cappy isn't really that important, but now we can take him because we do have to get him to get back on the ship. So yeah, you're welcome, Cappy. Thanks, Sonic. And you might have also noticed how Sonic's face is a little deformed. Not sure what that's about, but it's something. And look at that bonk. Look at that big jumps and speed bonk right there. Like I said, it makes me a little miserable that we got this. I don't even know why I advertised it as an upgrade. It definitely wasn't an upgrade. But I was learning to control little by little, and we were able to get that moon right there. And I decided to go back for the ones that we missed, like this one over here. We just have to go ground pound where all the butterflies are, and then do whatever that was before going and taking our moon. And we also had to get the one by this butterfly where we have to hit the butterfly with our hat. Now I had to be really smart about this, and basically what I did is just creeped up, barely made my space, and then was able to throw the hat and just barely hit the butterfly. And then again, I just creeped up there. That's probably the fastest I could do that. And I mean, it worked out. So that's something. Also, by the way, the entire time I was doing this run, my audience was having the best time of their lives. They were so happy that I was in so much pain. And yeah, maybe that goes to show the friends that I have. But anyways, this one was a problem because I had to figure out how to get this moon. And what I figured out how to do was do a dive into using F.L.U.D. The only problem though was when I bonked, and that happened. But then I tried again, did another bonk, and this time at the end of the bonk, I was able to save myself. So yeah, the bonks are actually really helpful, as you'll also see right here. We were able to get that. And only 3 more moons to get. Thankfully, I'm in so much pain right now. Even just watching this back, I'm in pain because I remember how painful this was. But we're going to take this guy, get that moon right there. First try, you love to see it. And that means there are just 2 more moons. One of them is going to be right here where we have to knock this down. And thankfully, I learned the strategy of how to get into places. We just have to do dives, and that was actually perfect. I'm very impressed by myself. And finally, for the last one, it's going to be under the like bridge. Can you even call it a bridge if it's natural forming? But yeah, we're going to have to go over here. I have to be very careful about this one. I was thinking for a second, like, how am I supposed to do it? And I guess what I decided is I just wasn't going to do it. And instead, we were going to try to do that trick, which I failed miserably at. We're trying to hit that moon in the cage. And then I just gave up and said, whatever, I'm just going to try it. And somehow I was actually able to get the moon. You know, I'm pretty good at this game. Kind of. So that was the end of probably one of the most painful things I've ever had to do. But I also had to hit this, which was pretty hard, but we got it. Oh, and I love how the Kirby flag is still there. That's really cute. But finally, we were done with Lost Kingdom, which moved us on to Metro, and we were on to another texture vote. And for this one, the meme textures won.
Meme textures all the way.
Now, you won't get to see too many of the meme textures right away, especially when it's dark, but you can see, for example, all the rainbow ground that's happening. And by the way, I still have big jumps and speed on. This is what I decided to be the last level for me to have this on, though, because it's a little too broken. As you can see of us making it all the way over here. But hey, at least it's helpful in some situations, and I really was learning to control it. But we're going to take the girder sandwich one first, then we're going to be heading over here. And again, I know the textures don't look too different just yet, but they will get different. Now, one thing we could have done is gone straight to the tank, but we're not going to do that because instead we want to go inside the building. So you can see we could do that boss fight right away, but we have to go here first. Also, shout out to Among Us. But yeah, this was interesting because I used a jump and we went out of the map. Yeah, we're literally out of the map right now. But my audience was having a blast with this. They were very happy that I was in pain. But thankfully, I decided to get a checkpoint, so at least we could go back. And I had to be a little smarter this time. So I was like, how do I want to do this? I tried another jump, and I stopped myself before I got too high. Or at least before I think I got too high. And thankfully, I actually did it correctly. Now, all we had to do was make it over there, but then I failed very miserably. What did I even hit there? I don't know, but we made it kind of high. That's progress. But okay, there's just one more thing for the moon we have to get. We can come up here. All we have to do is a jump. Thankfully, you don't have too big of a jump when you're jumping off those things, and we can do the regular movement that we need to do. But I did want to make sure that I didn't get out of the map again, so I was very careful about that, ground pounding into the moon. Yeah, maybe we should have just skipped this moon. And did I seriously just mess it up again? I forgot that I messed it up again right at the top. Oh my gosh, I am not a very smart person, but it's okay because now what we can do is just jump straight up to the boss fight. so it's not too much of a problem. I was kind of wondering if this would actually trigger it, and thankfully, as I made my way up there, I think it actually did. Please trigger. There you go. I appreciate it. And it was time for this fight, which was going to be pain. Now, first of all, one thing I have to mention is I did have to switch over my controls. Normally, I have my horizontal moving on reverse, but for the tank, it just feels weird. You can blame the other games I've speedran for making me feel this way. And yeah, it loses a little bit of time, but I had to make sure that I played this as good as possible. Especially because we were now on only one heart, so that wasn't the greatest thing in the world. But what we want to do is just move this guy over, dodge all his attacks. It's pretty normal stuff. He'll use this twice in a row. He thinks he's gonna hit me. He's also kind of trash though. And I can also decide to hurt Yoshi, which Yoshi's like, what is this weird thing? I don't know if he's talking about me or if he's talking about the caterpillar. But, you know, just for that comment, in case he was talking about me, I decided to hit him a couple times in the face. Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, I really needed to make sure that I didn't get hit here, so I was using everything I could, all that motion control. And I also saw that there was a heart right there. And because of that heart, I kind of wasn't thinking fast enough and decided to go for safety instead of going for speed. So we are going to have to 3-cycle this. Normally you want to get a 2-cycle. Still not too much of a problem though. He'll just go across the stage one more time. Then he'll use that attack, which we just have to stop those from hitting us again. Before now, all we have to do is hit the remaining things if I actually have any aim in the world. But there we go. Now we got him done with that section. Thank you. I hate this boss fight so much. I don't know if anybody likes this boss fight, but if you do, say in the comments. And yeah, if you've been enjoying this video, make sure to also subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And it would let me know you want to see more videos like this in the future. But all right, that's Metro Kingdom, at least the dark parts of it. But now when we spawn back in, we're back to the light. Everything is going to be bright, and you can really start to appreciate all these beautiful textures. The rainbow does get a bit annoying because it is very bright, and it's also literally everywhere. But first of all, I had to control my speed right here and try to get this moon, which that was a thing. And then we just had to head out, grab that. I was at first going to take the electricity pole, but then I was like, I can just go straight over there. Anyways, that's something. And yeah, just look at all these beautiful textures. They're looking great. We're also going to want to take this car right here, which I am not very good at this car minigame. I've never been very good at it, but did I actually do this fairly well? Okay, me, please. You're embarrassing yourself. There you go. For a second, I was like, I actually did this a lot better than I thought. And then I realized, no. Anyways, we can just use our super jumps to make it straight over here, knock into that moon as well. Who piled garbage on this? I agree. Also, shout out to the Minecraft story mode poster that was right there. Gotta love Minecraft story mode. Before we make it over here and do some bench friends, I love bench friends. Some people don't like this moon. I think it's one of the best ones in the game because we get to make this guy happy. And then also never talk to him again. So yeah, bye forever. Also at this point, I realized, I should probably change my camera back. So I changed horizontal back to reverse. Anyways, from here, what we want to do is make it in this place, which again, it's the challenge of having a slight jump that we have to overcome. But with F.L.U.D, we're able to overcome that. And the speed was really coming in nice here because this is a pretty big area to go past, though I kept going on poles. You know, maybe the speed wasn't coming in too helpful. Please control yourself, Sonic. But now we're going to talk to Pauline, who tells us that we need to find her some people who can play music. We're going to go straight over to the drummer. That's going to be the #1 guy, and he's also going to give us a moon because he's like, hey, I finally have a job. Then next, we're going to head over into this direction. We'll actually take this because, you know, it's Minecraft themed. You gotta love Minecraft. And this was a place where my audience really hurt my feelings.
Wow, can't even ground pound. God. Why is it so bad ground pounding?
At least I finally got it. There we go. You know, it didn't take that long. And right over here as well, we're also going to be able to take this musician. So that's going to be #2 and also another moon for us. After that, we go out here. And by the way, shout out to Sans Undertale. I didn't mention it before, but yeah, I gotta love that texture. And instead of going and using the flags and teleporting to them, we're just going to go straight over here to the trash can. And we can open that up. I also don't know how they take out the trash. It's very strange. But then we can head down here, grab that one as well. F.L.U.D helps us with that because we have way too much speed. Before doing a huge jump from here and then getting blocked. Anyways, as I was saying, before doing a huge jump from here to make it all the way up here. And you can also see how tall this tower is based on how my jump wasn't even able to help me get to the top. But then we want to go over to the pool, grab this moon as well. That means there are only 3 more. So from here, we can jump there and try to hit this one, which we're not going to be able to have pinpoint accuracy here. But we basically want to go between all 3 of these tables if I can actually control myself. I am so happy that we're almost done with this mod. But we're going to take that, and that's going to be another moon right there. Then finally, we just have one more, which is going to be in this tiny building right there. We can go inside the building, hit that switch, and then have to go through all these people. Now, the super speed actually helped for this because we just go straight through them. We might have murdered some of them given how fast we were going, but that's also their problem, not mine. And then after that, we want to make one more big jump, use some FL.U.D, and make our way over to our last moon of this area. So yeah, finally, Metro is done. This one was way too painful. So we're on to yet another vote, and for this one, we were changing how we look again. And this was a very close fight, but Carl Weezer was able to win in the end.
Carl Weezer?
Carl Weezer, yes.
Carl Weezer is
Carl
not even
Weezer is the
close.
way to go.
Grandma hates Shrek.
And here the game replaces Super Yoshi Odyssey with Super Carl Odyssey with his special croissant. Now, everybody loves Carl, and everyone especially loves how much he says croissant. Yeah, be prepared to hear that a lot because Carl really loves croissants. If you don't know who this is, by the way, he's a character from Jimmy Neutron, and also I remember this happening. I don't remember why. I think it was something with FL.U.D. Also, right at the beginning, because I was too busy admiring Carl, I kind of lost track of where we were. But after a bit of looking, I found the place we want to go, which is this nice cave with Captain Toad. And Captain Toad is going to give us a power moon. So yeah, we appreciate that. And look how beautiful Carl looks. All the snow on him, everything going on. What a beautiful man. Anyways, that's the only one we want out in this area. And after this, we'll actually go hop inside. Which actually right away, something cool that happens is normally you would get stunned for a second from the big fall, and Mario would have to be like, oh, this hurts. But instead, because there was a Yoshi egg right there, that didn't happen. So little time save. But one thing we do have to pay attention to is I'm actually supposed to have 100 coins at this point. But because of, you know, everything that happened during this run, we're a little bit short, so we're going to have to come back for that moon later. Luckily, there will be a lot of coins we can get on the way, so we'll just get those first. But for now, we have to get this power moon, which is somewhere in the snow. And there it is. You just have to look for a little bit. And then we'll head down here and into this door where we're going to get our first sub area. Now, this place is basically just filled with a bunch of sub areas. And for it, I decided to pick Yoshi, which you can see instead of Cappy, Yoshi has a croissant on him. So yeah, it's beautiful. Gotta love this mod. And then I died. That happened, and my audience was not the most pleased in the world, but that's fine, because you know what they say about me, I never die twice, except for the moments that I do. Anyways, for this time, we want to come up here, get this power moon right there, and one thing I do have to make sure I get is a lot more coins, so that's why I'm going to come right here and try to grab those, and as I do, die a second time.
This guy stinks!
Now the pressures were really getting on me, because my audience was getting upset, and that's how I died a third time. Look, I promise this is still a speedrun. You know, sometimes things just go badly in your speedrun, like a 4th death.
Oh, this guy stinks! It's like he didn't even practice.
They were ready to go towards the door, you could say. But that's okay, because I would never die 5 times in a row. You know, I've died plenty of times, 4 times in a row. 5 would never happen to me. So we're just going to grab this guy, get his nice croissant on his head, use that, and be able to get that power moon. I don't know why it took me so many tries to do this. I forgot I died a 5th time. EazySpeezy would never, ever die 6 times in a row. And I promise you that it's not going to happen because we're going to take this guy. And there's no way I can die. I don't have all those coins I have to go and get. And I cannot believe that happened. So also at this point, I kind of just gave up on getting the coins. And instead, we're just going to go for a different power moon. Oh gosh, I forgot that he says mom when he gets one of the story moons. Anyways, after that amazing gameplay, we're going to head over to this one and not mess up that many times again. So right away, what we want to do is grab these Goombas and we're going to have them hop on top of each other because we need a stack of 4 to open up a different area. We can also get that icicle to crash right now because we're going to need it to regardless before we hop on that, and that's going to open up that door. Or not really a door, I guess just a wall. But hey, we can grab that one. Then from here, since we do a FL.U.D, I don't do the normal movement. We can just go straight over to our other moon. And look, I'm redeeming myself, right? After that great gameplay. Carl, please stop saying mom every time you get a moon. Okay, anyway, now we're going to the next barrier. It's going to be in this place where I'm going to get a little bonk. You know, sometimes Carl loves those little bonks. Oh, also, I decided to do this. Look, I'm sorry to all the Yoshi lovers. I'm personally a Yoshi lover, but my audience was very angry at me, so I had to punish them.
You're a murderer!
But we'll open up that, but before we go up there, we're also going to have to get this moon, which is just right around the corner. And then we'll head back using our jetpack to kind of help us with that, go into this place that we just opened up, and go into another boss fight. You know, the nice thing about the boss fight is at least we can use Yoshi. That's cool, I guess. But to start out, we won't be using him. We're just going straight on, hitting that guy. And I'm going to try to do this correctly, but it's actually a lot harder on the ice because you slide and all that stuff, as you can see right there. So yeah, normally you do not want to do this boss fight at all because it takes so much time and it only gives you one power moon instead of giving you a few. And then I guess also that can happen. But I was going to make sure that I wasn't going to die here. Look, I've died so many times in this kingdom. It's not happening another time. So we're getting a heart. We're going to hit this and we're never going to let that happen again. So we go land on his head. It's really not a hard boss fight. And yeah, that was definitely some of the best gameplay you've ever seen. Good for Carl. That's all the moons we need out of snow. So for our next vote, we're kind of going through the ones we've already seen. I'm not gonna lie, I was running out of mods. And this time they chose delete all textures for Seaside Kingdom, which what this one does is it deletes all the textures. So yeah, literally the description is like it gets rid of all the textures in the pack. So it's just whatever this is. The light is also a little bit annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but don't worry, once we get under the water, it will no longer be there. But before we get to that point, there are a few of these guys we have to take, like coming up here. You can do this movement without the jetpack, by the way, but it's a little bit easier with it. Then we want to jump down here, use our jetpack to get a little more speed, and I accidentally went a little too far because I was like, oh wait, I have to actually go through this pipe. And that's going to give us this area, which apparently they didn't delete the textures for this area. I mean, to be honest, it's probably easy to miss. So that one's going to be done too. Before now going back up into this direction, and we're going to see this tiny pool, and what we can do is jump into here, but I did bonk my head, so that's a little bit not enough height. So we'll try it one more time, and you know, I always get everything first try, especially when I have a jetpack. But after this, we'll get that moon pretty easily. That's the movement we want to do. Then from here, we want to head out, and we're going over into this direction. We can also use our F.L.U.D. It's actually been a while since I've used this power up, just because when you're in really skinny areas, it's not too helpful, because it takes a long time to charge up. But we can get all of those music notes and that will spawn another moon. So a nice and easy one right there. Before now heading down here, and the nozzle is actually really nice for this because you can see we're going so fast. I like it. But we'll have to come over here and get a fish. Now, we don't really need the fish, but it will help us because it's a little bit more comfortable to move in. And also, we don't have to hold our breath forever and can just grab that if my fish actually wants to go in the right direction. Okay, to be honest, I shouldn't be blaming the fish. This is all on me. Everything's all on me. But now we're going to be heading over into this tiny little cave where there's going to be a bunch of coins. And you know, these coins would have been really nice if we were in the previous level, but we actually don't need them anymore. So yeah, that could have been a very nice thing, but it just is what it is. Now we want to head over into here, do a couple of spins, get that moon right there, meaning there are only 3 more. One of these comes just from Dory. The next comes from this area where we want to spin a couple of times. We reveal a bunch of enemies, and then they're going to try to attack us, but I also don't have time to deal with them. So we will ignore them, spin in the middle, and that will reveal another moon. And finally, for our last moon, we're going to want to head over into this direction. And this one I remember actually being really hard to find with no textures because we have to find a tiny hole in the wall. Finally, I was able to find it, but yeah, it was a little annoying. And we can go straight down to get our last moon of Lake Kingdom. And with that kingdom done, we're on to Luncheon, which means another last chance vote. And this time we got moon gravity. Oh yeah, obviously we got rid of the delete all textures. That would have gotten so annoying to have on the entire time, but moon gravity everywhere is so cool. First of all, it makes a lot of this movement much easier. Instead of having to actually play the game, we can just jump high. It's pretty much a better version of the high jumps we had earlier in the game. And look at that long jump. It just feels so good to have moon gravity. But we can go grab that guy secondly. Then we want to ground pound, go up here to get some extra height. And it's time for another boss fight. But I don't even know if you can call this guy a boss. We've already fought him once, and he's pretty much the exact same thing. We use Yoshi to do some of the damage just for fun, and we can also hit his hat right there just for fun. but then we have to hop out. He is a little bit more awkward when you do have moon gravity, though. It's just a bit weird. But the nice thing is when you're playing as Yoshi, you don't actually have moon gravity. Like, the game just doesn't register you being able to have Yoshi with moon gravity, which kind of makes sense. But that's going to be all the hits for him done. Sadly, the bunny only gives us a single power moon instead of 3. But I guess, to be fair, he's only really worth a single power moon. And then we can head down here, which is going to have another door. And that's going to put us into a sub area with a very easy moon. We just have to go around this wall. And yeah, super easy. We don't want to get the other moon here since it would take too much time though, so we leave. And from here, moon gravity is going to come in nice again because I can just go straight over here instead of having to do our normal platforming. And yeah, it just makes us jump so high. It might make us a little bit slower in the air, but I don't know. I feel like overall it's just faster. So nice thing to have even when I do miss my ground pounds every once in a while. So then we want to do a really long jump and also use F.L.U.D. Oh, I forgot how nice having both moon gravity and F.L.U.D. together is. We can literally stay in the air forever. It's so good. And from here, we want to come down and we're going to grab one of these turnips. Are these turnips? There's something, but we're going to put that in the soup, which is going to give us another moon. I wonder what the moons taste like and why we put it in the soup. But anyways, I'm not here to worry about that because we can come straight over to this pole where we're going to ground pound that, get another moon, and then we'll jump all the way over here with a huge long jump, able to use the moon gravity, and then also get hit by the fire. But then after getting hit by the fire and after that wears down, also... I forgot how funny Carl's scream is. I got hit twice just because I wanted to hear it again. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be laughing at a child's scream, but it just sounds so good. Look at it. It just sounds so good. Okay, anyways, we're not even going to use these fireballs. We can just go straight over here, over to the door. I kind of want to hear the scream again. I'm not going to lie, but don't worry. There will probably be more screams later. And this one is really interesting with moon gravity because we jump a lot higher than you normally would, but overall this stage doesn't really change too much. We still have the same general places we have to go. We just make it there a lot faster besides this point where it's a little bit slower, but eventually we do make it over to the moon. That's another one done. And then we're going to jump over here, use a long jump to make it straight over to our last moon of this sub area, if I can actually get the moon in this sub area. And there we go. Now, once we exit this area, I want to go straight for a ground pound. I was like, I probably don't need these fire things, and I can also hear his screams again. So gotta love hearing his screams. Now, I could have used F.L.U.D. after the first one and only got hit once, but I just wanted to hear it twice. But that was also a very bad idea because then this guy was following me and I really couldn't get hit by him. And then I got hit by him. Yeah, a little bit of a time loss, but I also did not learn my lesson because I decided I'm gonna get hit by the fire twice again. And then I came down here and I died. I'm so good at this game. And I know what you're thinking. EazySpeezy, surely you would not do it 3 times in a row. And you know, maybe I wouldn't in another world, but of course I am going to hear that scream twice. It's just too good. At the very least, I was able to actually kill the guy this time, so we were actually able to do what we needed to. Maybe wasted a little bit of time, but you gotta do what you gotta do to hear Carl's scream of terror. And by hitting that switch, that's going to open up another one of the story power moons, and we also see a Yoshi egg that is in perpetual dying. It just keeps appearing and then dying because it's in the wrong spot. That's really sad. I mean, it's saved now, so I mean, that has to count for something. I'm also going to grab him and see that that flag has a C for Carl. It's beautiful. Maybe not as good as the Kirby one, but you got to at least appreciate it. But anyways, using the fire on that torch, that's going to give us another one of our moons. And then we want to jump all the way from here to the back sides of these mountains, if I'm actually able to. For some reason, like I said, I lived through this already. I'm doing post commentary right now, but I still was like, did I just die again? Look, to be fair, I've been dying a lot in this run, so it wouldn't be the most out of character for me. But all right, that is all the hard moons done. Now we just have 4 more moons, and 3 of those are going to be very easy ones because we just have to head up here. We can grab that ledge, and we can become this salt block or meat. No, yeah, this is meat. And we're just going to twitch around, which is going to cause a bird to come pick us up. And then it's going to drop us down where we can see that there are 3 power moons straight for the taking right after I get hit again. But anyways, like I said, that's 3 power moons and the easiest 3 power moons in the game. I don't know why they decided to make these so easy, but it's not like I'm going to complain. Now, there is more we would normally have to do to save this kingdom, but I also don't really care about it. Instead, we're going over to a scarecrow. This is one of the moons where we lose our hat. We have to keep the hat on the scarecrow, but I have something else to cheat, which is both moon gravity and F.L.U.D. I don't really think we need Cappy too much. Then finally, to end out the kingdom, we just go straight over to the ship. And yeah, that's another one done, and time for another vote. Which for Ruin Kingdom, we did another last chance vote, and it was pretty easy for Shrek to win this one. Which, look at Shrek's beautiful face. You gotta love it. Though we don't get to see it for long because, yeah, this is what happens. Similar to Sonic the Hedgehog, the faces do not work for my game. I don't really know why, but, you know, it is what it is. Look, Shrek's trying his best. Please do not judge him. Anyways, for Ruin Kingdom, this is pretty much just the Dark Souls boss fight, where we have to fight a dragon. And for this dragon fight, I'm actually going to use Yoshi, or at least I am in a bit. Oh yeah, here's where I go grab him because I might as well use Yoshi, you know, actually give him some action. The people did vote for him. Even if they are booing me at every single opportunity, I gotta give them what they want. So Yoshi will be used in situations like this, and then we can go grab the rest of these. That's going to be nice and easy, and then go hit the dragon in the head. Now our cap is black when we're on Yoshi, so I think that's probably because it was both Shrek and the croissant trying to like battle each other for supremacy. I don't really know, but oh yeah, I also forgot that we killed Yoshi right there. I don't know why I did it. I really don't. Man, I had something out for the audience this run. But I guess to be fair, they also had something out for me. So, you know, it works out. We do get Yoshi again. So, surely, I'm not going to kill him again. There's no way I would ever do that. Probably. Anyways, for this one, just like normal, we dodge the attacks a little bit, get hit by some more of the attacks, and make sure I don't die. And I didn't actually kill Yoshi this time. What a good guy I am. We will be killing this dragon, though, and also try not to die by all of these guys. Please be, play the game. Thank you for actually being okay for once in your life. Even watching this back the second time, I got a little bit scared. But okay, that's going to be our moons. But I forgot I did this. So instead of just going straight over to the moons... But anyways, that's our 3 moons from the Ruin Kingdom, if I can actually grab them. Shrek, please. There we go. That's all we needed. And yeah, let's just move on. So our next vote was going to be our very last upgrade for the run. And right after this vote, there's a really cool one, so be ready for that. Anyways, they chose every animation faster. And the reason they decided to choose that was they all wanted to leave. Yeah, we've been in this game for a while, even longer than the timer says, because the timer is keeping track of the time we're actually in the game. But every time I switch out the mods, we spend an extra around like 4 to 5 minutes so I can do that. Yeah, they've been here for a while. So every animation faster, you'll see what it does in just a second. Basically, every time we get a moon, it becomes much faster. Now, you can't see it too much for the single moons, but when we get to the story moons, that's when it really comes into play. So yeah, we'll get that moon from this first island, then go take this electricity as well. And we don't actually see how many moons we need for this place, because in the game, the story's like, oh yeah, we're gonna take out Bowser here. This is the last place we have to go. And then obviously we have to go to the moon after this. But yeah, we'll take out that dude. And this is going to be our story moon, which is where you'll see what I'm talking about. So with every animation faster, now when we grab that, it just goes straight on. We don't have to wait out the entire cheering for getting the moon and stuff. It is so nice, especially because of how much time you spend in those cutscenes. I really hope if they do make a Mario Odyssey 2, they'll make that stuff a lot faster, because I don't need that huge celebration every single time. But okay, we're in this part now. We'll skip Yoshi just like normal. Or did I actually come back for Yoshi? Okay. You know, I for sure thought I skipped him there, but I was like, we can kind of use him, and we did there. And then he caused us to die. Okay, I caused us to die, but you know, I'm gonna blame him. Anyways, I'm not taking Yoshi ever again. That's what he gets for being a jerk. But we're gonna take all of these moon fragments. We need a total of 5. And for this one, unfortunately, we can't skip it, even though it is a very long moon, because it's also a story moon to open up a door. We can bomb that thing, which is going to open up the 4th, and then we can use another bomb to open up this hole. We can stick our beak in it. That's gonna spawn a moon, and gonna be another one that we can nice and easy take. Then there's only one more moon fragment we have to get, which is gonna be straight up here. So we'll grab it after dealing with the moon gravity a bit. And we get to yet again see how beautiful that animation skipping is. But just wait until we get a triple moon. That's when it really comes in nice. So from here, we're going straight back over to the electricity. And we're going to skip this entire island. We could buy a moon. We could do another thing to get a moon. We're not going to worry about it, because it's time for 2 different boss fights. Both with moon gravity, which is going to make them a little bit harder than they would have been without moon gravity. The first one is going to be this guy, which we took out right at the beginning of the game, so he shouldn't be too bad. But with moon gravity hitting one of those hats out of all of them, I am surprised that I got it first try. I'll be completely honest. Even I didn't think I would, but for the second time, unfortunately, we did miss it, and I also lost track of where he was. So that's gonna lose a bit of time, but you know, it happens. I just had to go through, hit all of the hats until finally we got the right one, which he really didn't want to show up. But after a bit, we were able to get him. He's gonna do his collapsing move, and we can hit that nice and easy. That's gonna destroy one of the Bowser statues, but the sad thing about this fight is we have to do 2 fights to get a single moon. So yeah, that's twice the work as usual. Kind of sucks. But for her, all we have to do is go and hit the bombs back at her, then hit her head. She's gonna use this move where we want to hit the bomb at her again. Pretty much just do that over and over again. She's gonna go hit herself back up. I get hit by that, which isn't perfect, but all we have to do is hit the bomb back at her one more time. We can do it right there, a collapse into that, and that is going to be both of those bosses done, and yet another Bowser statue will get destroyed. So yeah, time to grab the power moon and see how fast it is yet again. Always gotta love it. So from here, we only have a little bit longer to go, and we're actually gonna use this power up again. You know, we don't see it too often because oftentimes it's just not really necessary, but it's always nice to see. And we'll be going straight up to the top. From here, I don't think there's any more power moons we have to get until the end. Also, I keep calling these power moons. That is their name, right? I know it's like power stars, so I think they're power moons, but maybe I'm embarrassing myself. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, we're gonna use our bird to jump up all of these places, just flinging ourselves up slowly but surely. I also decide, hey, you know, I haven't killed Yoshi in a while. I might as well do it right there. I am so sorry. Anyways, back up the wall. So we're gonna take a couple of jumps. Missed that one. Probably karma for killing Yoshi yet another time. He doesn't deserve it, I know. But we make it up there, and now we go on to this boss fight, which this boss fight is going to be very fun, especially because we have both F.L.U.D and the moon gravity, and also Meek going a bit too far. But okay, we can now go all the way up here to this amazing looking castle, and we'll see Bowser with Princess Peach. We don't really get to see the story though, because we're gonna skip it. But now it's time for this fight. And moon gravity is so nice for this fight because normally you have to collapse the robot, or I think this is a robot, but you have to collapse it using the bird power up and hitting the bombs back at it. But because we have our moon gravity and F.L.U.D, we just don't have to do that. Instead, we can keep going right on top of his back and trying to hit his person. Please get off, and that is going to be number 2 really quickly. Then unfortunately, we will have to wait because he throws a little temper tantrum right here. He's like, oh, stop hurting me. It hurts so much. But it's like, man, I don't care. So we can't hit any of the people right here. We will have to wait this out. Then after that, he goes and spews a bunch of those ring things. I don't know who he's trying to hit. It's not me though. But for hitting these other two, it's kind of hard because you have to time it right. And I barely messed it up there because I grabbed onto the ledge. So that kind of sucked. But that's fine. I was going to try again. And then I messed up again. But the good thing was because of F.L.U.D, the mess up wasn't that bad. But I had to hit this guy here. I went for it and missed again. You know, moon gravity was going to make this faster until I decided to be bad. But at this point, I was angry. I was like, I'm not missing this again. Got it the third try. And there's only one more guy we have to take out. I probably should have taken the person out on the top of the robot last, because yeah, that would have been smart. But we got to do the green dude, which I was able to get first try again. And that means all that's done. We also get to take a look at Shrek. Gotta love his face. I don't know why I paused there. And finally, we get to see the triple moon, which just look how fast that is. I don't know why they decided to make the triple moon the fastest one in the game, but it's not like I'm gonna complain. That was so nice. Oh yeah, also we have the green ship now, I think for Shrek. But yeah, this is also much faster. You can see we don't have to wait out the entire cutscene. I wish we had this power up on the entire time, but that is going to be Bowser's Kingdom. And now all that is left is the Moon Kingdom, which for this last vote, we decide who should save Princess Peach. And by a very, very tall margin, Mario with a really tall top hat won. The thing about Mario with a really tall top hat, though, is we don't get him right away. He's not just a natural costume. Instead, we have to go to Cap Kingdom. So we can fly all the way back there, just abandoning Princess Peach. And to get the really tall top hat, we have to get some of this kingdom's coins. And I'm going to be honest, I had no idea where they were. By the way, moon gravity is off here, because basically if we have moon gravity on during the moon, then there's no gravity. So yeah, for just a second, there will be no moon gravity. But anyways, here's the thing we have to get. We have to buy the black top hat, which is going to be 5 coins. So I had to search for where those 5 coins were. And I just saw them looking back, and I completely missed those. But then I saw those ones all the way in the distance. And I was like, well, I guess I gotta go jetpack my way all the way over there. There were ones much closer, but I decided not to get them. But I did want to finish out the entire outfit, so I was like, you know, maybe we'll see if we can get enough coins. So I decided to come over there, and I was like, ooh, 4 coins. I don't know how much the other part of the outfit is, but I guess we'll take those. And I only got 13, which, spoiler alert, is not going to be enough. So yeah, at this point, I decided to go to the crazy cap, saw that it was 10, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get the top hat. And it is time for you to see how beautiful this thing is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so now we have this really tall top hat stack, which just is all over the place. I don't even know how long this thing is. I'm so happy this one got picked. But all right, time to head back and actually go save Princess Peach. So yeah, we have all the same abilities we had before. We have everything going for us, and we also have a really tall top hat. So this is probably the greatest end of any video game ever. So I tried to do a long jump from here and see if we could use F.L.U.D. to get over there. And I will say, very unfortunately, we just did not have enough time to be able to get over there. We could have done it, but yeah, that was sad. Oh my God. Did Carl just scream because of that? I didn't know he would scream from that too. I'm just hearing that back from the recording. I don't think I even heard that when I was playing the game. Anyways, we're going to do moon jump, which basically what we have to do for this is line ourselves up. It's especially hard with our really long top hat. Do a jump, hit Cappy, jump off of the wall, and then realize that I messed up. Yeah, so we'll try that one more time. Like I said, do a ground pound jump, throw Cappy, try to hit this part of the wall, then get another wall jump right there. And again, I messed it up. Yeah, I was very prepared for this one, but third time's the try. And by third time, I mean, we're just going to cheat it at this point. I'm just going to use F.L.U.D, man. You know, you got to do what you got to do. We got to save Princess Peach, and we got to end off this speed run. So yeah, it is time to go and ruin a wedding, because Mario just hates holy matrimony, I guess. And look how beautiful that cutscene is. I was like, I kind of want to see Mario's face in this. It was worth every penny. Or I guess I didn't spend any money on it. You know what I meant. It was worth everything. Every second. Anyways, it's time to fight Bowser again. And this one is going to be interesting. Because, first of all, we have the really long top hat, which even shows over Bowser's cap. That is hilarious. But yeah, we have to hit him 3 times just like normal. But this time, what he's going to do is try to hit us back. And we got the first try. That one wasn't very hard. For some reason, I thought I was going to mess that up. And then I also teabagged. I don't know if I was teabagging the audience or if I was teabagging Bowser at this point. But, you know, I was teabagging somebody. We're also going to grab Yoshi because, you know, might as well for the ending work together with our boy. But we're only going to work together with him so much. Now he's going to use this move again, which we have to go and get that. And did I mess this one up? I think I did. Okay, at least I grabbed the hat, but I just barely missed Bowser, so that's kind of sad. Look, there's a million things going through my brain, like, wow, I really don't want to mess this up. But now it's time to hit Bowser again. Did I mess this one up? No, please. I did mess that one up. That was what I was thinking about. How did I forget he did 2 swipes there? Okay, anyways, it doesn't matter. We're going to hit him again. We hit him the first time. We do the jump, do a second jump, and then we hit him again. That's going to be the second bit. And thankfully, there was also a heart over here, so I was like, I should probably take that for safety. Yoshi was a bit far away, though. I still did want to take him, and I was not able to. All right, Yoshi, I'm sorry, man. I do want to be with you, but it's kind of hard when you have an evil Bowser trying to murder you. So let's just hope I can actually do this one correctly. I am back to only 1 heart, and I really would not like to restart this fight. That cap goes right in front of Bowser. I'm so good at this video game. You know, it's fine. We're just gonna get that one. Do I do it correctly this time? No, I don't even try. It's fine though. We end off this fight. We're gonna hit him with that one. I was kind of messing it up. I think I was tired of shaking my controller so much. We jump 3 times, hit him again. He does another hit, and then we can finally jump over that and defeat Bowser. But what this is going to do is make us go into a pretty peculiar situation where the entire place is now dying. Now, before doing anything, you already know what I have to do.
They killed Yoshi!
I am a monster. Anyways, we're going to take Bowser. And by the way, Bowser looks super cool when you're using him in this version. Like, I love that we switched to Dark Bowser. Definitely a good addition. Anyways, this is going to be just like normal. But look, I know what all the people want. You want XD skip. And you know what? I'm going to do it. I might not be small amp, but I'm going to try. And I'm also going to mess up the easier trick. Look, we messed that up, so we won't fail XD skip. That's what you got to think about. So anyways, we just got to escape this terrifying place. So many things trying to murder us. And we're going to open up this section, which I actually think this is the first time we went into a 2D section in the run. And Bowser looks really cool in the 2D section when he's Dark Bowser. Just look at him. He's blue and stuff. It looks awesome. And if you don't know what XD skip is, basically it's a skip that saves no time. But we do it anyways, because why not? So what we want to do is jump here, jump there, and we want to make this jump, which can kill you. If you mess that up, it kills you, but I was actually able to do it first try. So yeah, good for me. You know, sometimes you just got to do the XD. Anyways, back onto the actual game. We're just trying to make it out of here. We want to use our fireballs as much as possible because that's going to break the path. And then we will also see this place where I just barely dodge a boulder. And we finally get into the very last part of the run. So here we want to open up the middle part. And to do that, we have to destroy all of these things around us. We got to get the pillars one by one. So yeah, we'll first use our fireballs on that right one. And that will do some damage to those. And then we'll come straight over to that one. And pretty much the entire time that we're not close to one of the pillars, we're going to want to be hitting fireballs to help us take out these pillars faster. Which I'm actually doing this better than I think I ever have before. I am usually not this good with my fireballs, but I guess I was just feeling it this time, you know? Finally, my audience was kind of cheering for me, I think. I actually don't remember if they were or not, but I think they just wanted the run to be over at this point. They were ready to go home. So we were able to crack this open and also crack this part open. And finally, once all that's done, all we have to do is go into the pole, and it actually happens right away because of the fast animations. So that's gonna be time.
Yeah!
Finally! That took forever!
I was ready for try number 2!
Yeah!
Which, by the way, these cutscenes with Mario with the huge top hat, so good. And also with the no face. I think she probably should choose Bowser over Mario if she's gonna choose one at this point. But all right, that's the run. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye.